Hello and welcome. I'm Sherry and this is Soul Conscious. And what I'm here to do today is I'm going to give you something I'm going to call a soul weather report. It's kind of like my own unique take on tarot readings. I've created my own emoji cards and my own artwork cards. And you guys get to kind of have fun and laugh at me and with me because I'm not the best artist in the world. But basically, I had a teacher long ago when I first was introduced to tarot that taught me the best way to do it is to create your own cards so that you understand the messages that are coming through. So it's easier for you to read, it's easier for your subconscious to pick up on it, easier to kind of get out of your own way so that your spirit guides can give you the information and the messages that they want you to hear. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with Sunday today, which is Sunday, and we're going to work our way through the week, one day at a time until we get to Saturday. And I'm going to just basically give you an emoji card that is going to set the tone for the day, the mood for the day. And then we're going to use my own imagery cards that I created to kind of, and then whatever messages come through from my spirit guides to you is what for that day, that particular day is what I'm going to pass on to you. Now, what I want you to know is that these videos, this content is for entertainment purposes only. Please understand that when you find this message is for you, don't get hung up on the dates because it just depends on where your energy is in the moment, whether you're picking up and resonating with the message that's in this particular video. So without further ado, let's just dive in and get to this. So we're going to start out with Sunday. And so look at this. Feeling good, feeling great, coming into this new year, which is great considering the last 2 years that we've had, coming in and walking into 2022 with a positive feeling in your mind, which is awesome. So that's our mood for today, is coming off this New Year's weekend. We're feeling pretty good, ready to tackle the year, ready to get started on things. Make this year better than the last 2 years have been for you, for sure. So now we're going to get into the message, which you get to see my interesting, fun little images that I created. And I'm going to tell you, you guys are going to laugh your asses off when you see some of these images that I drew, because I am definitely not the best artist in the world, but I'm not horrible, but I'm not the best, so it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys to see these images. So this is my card of basically working together, working with someone. There might be people in the workplace that you're working with, that you've been challenged with working with them. And so this card says, today we really need to work on our communication and make it a little bit better. Watch what we're saying to other people. Okay, this is my card. It's fire, but this represents passion and something that you're passionate about. So what are you really passionate about right now? You need to go inside and listen to your heart and really determine what you're passionate about. And you need to bring that into this new year going forward. Of course, community. This is my community card. So it's very important for today. Last message for today is that it's important for you to be around other people today. Get yourself out there, talk to people, get out on social media, whatever it requires for you to basically be out in the world and socializing with everyone today. So that's going to wrap up Sunday. So now we're going to move on to Monday. That's our message for Monday, which is for many people is going to be their first work day of this new year. And the emotion is contemplation. Really thinking about something. Taking the time to think over the things in your life, maybe things that you might want to change, maybe whether it be relationships or family dynamics or your job, whatever it is to you, you just figure that out for yourself. But it's telling me that Monday's going to be a day of really trying to examine and think about things. And then let's see what we've got for the rest of the day. Oh, it looks like we're going to be busy. It's going to be a busy day. Busy as a bee. Oh, and some stubbornness ego is going to be popping in. Maybe that ego and stubbornness, is going to pop through, and you working a little bit too hard, trying to get a little bit too much done as we're starting the new year. Oh, and that community card popped back up. So it looks like community may be a big focus this week, but we'll see, because that popped right back up again. So that's my messages for Monday. So now we'll go into Tuesday. Okay, what's Tuesday's message? Oh, look there, the winky card. So who do you have on your mind? Do you have somebody specific on your mind, or maybe you have a really good idea that you want to get started on? That's basically definitely being in a good mood, being positive, definitely saying, hey, let's get this started, right? So now let's get on to the other messages for Tuesday. Okay. Oh. Looks like maybe you were so busy on Monday that you feel like you need to slow down and take things a little bit slower, maybe the rest of your week. Take a moment to slow things down, not be at such a hurry, busy pace. I mean, we are just starting the new year. Oh, and the card of celebration. This is my card of celebration. So what do you have to be happy about in your life right now? What do you have need to celebrate? I mean, I know a lot of you probably were celebrating this weekend, some of us like me just sit at home, and I have pretty quiet New Year's. I don't do a lot. I pretty reserved. I used to do a lot of partying when I was younger, but now it's quiet time for me. I usually just sit around, play some games with some friends, and talk to my friends and just kind of chill out. So then our last card for Tuesday this is my card of defensiveness. Basically, what are you on guard about? What's maybe causing you some irritation or frustration in your life that you feel like you need to defend against, to defend yourself? Is there somebody that maybe gets under your skin and makes you feel like, that you need to put your guard up? Maybe it's time to let go of that, or maybe look at the situation around whatever is causing you that defensiveness and determine if there's a different way that you can perceive that situation and look at it from a different perspective. Because when we can look at things from a different perspective, sometimes that frustration and defensiveness will just melt away when we really look at the situation from a different angle. Because a lot of times when something comes up that makes us act out or defensive, it's usually because there's something in us and how we're taking that message or how we're resonating with that person and the energy they're coming off across. Now that doesn't mean that person isn't healed, and maybe they have some things in their life that they're bringing to that situation that's causing that frustration. So, but you have to understand that you are only in control of you. You're not in control of anyone else. So all you can do is change your way you look at things and your perspective on things if you want something to change in your life. So now we're going to move on. This is going to be for Wednesday. And what we've got is, oh yeah, Mr. Cool Dude here, taking it just smooth sailing as we go into hump day, into Wednesday of this week. We're feeling pretty good, pretty good starting this new year out. And we've got celebration, community. We're going to be, working maybe a little bit too hard starting out this new year, but overall we're looking like it's pretty good mood. We're all in a pretty good mood this week. It seems like all these cards so far have been talking about pretty good moods. So that's great, knowing that we're walking into this new year, 2022, with a positive attitude on things. So let's see what we get for the rest of the day on Tuesday. Ooh, it looks like we're going to have some bright ideas. Very creative. So maybe that's why we got the sunglasses, the cool dude card coming out as our emotion for the day, because maybe we got some really creative ideas that are coming through that we want to start on, and maybe that's why we're a little busy right now, because we're starting on those, like new ideas that we have, maybe New Year's resolutions that we have made for the new year, maybe that's what we're doing this week. So of course, lots of great ideas. And then we have, this is my card of basically cycles that we're going to be maybe potentially have the chance of repeating some cycles. Maybe we need to look at and come up with new ideas on how we're going to handle these cycles that we've been caught in, these things that keep coming up in our lives over and over again. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to, this is telling us that maybe Wednesday is coming into Wednesday and getting closer to this next weekend is really start thinking about the things that the patterns that keep repeating in our lives over and over again, and how we can break those cycles, how we can change things. So last card for Wednesday is luck. Take a chance on something, which is basically, your ideas, your perspective. Take a chance, take a risk, really start, putting yourself out there. We had some cards for earlier in the week of community. So, get involved with your community, get yourself out there, maybe network a little bit, and put those new ideas you have into practice. Start really kicking off the new year right. So now that wraps up Wednesday. So now we're halfway done with the week, and we're going to go into Thursday. So what's our overall emotion for Thursday? Oh, we got the winky face again. Look at that. Boy, it looks like this week we're going to be feeling really good. It's going to be a good week for most of us all the way around. And I want you to understand that, these messages may not resonate with everyone, because like I said, it really depends on where you are right now. And I'm hoping these are just going to be, mostly for fun, a little bit of fun to get us, lightheartedness to bring off in this new year. And like I said, these are all my little drawings that I've made. So, just a little bit of fun. So here's what we've got, the messages we've got for Thursday. Oh, here's that stubbornness, that stubbornness popping out again. Still being a little bit hard-headed, aren't we? Oh, and there's community yet again. I told you, community. Community seems to be getting together, talking to people, socializing seems to be a big thing for this week, because it seems to keep popping up over and over again. And you've seen me sitting here shuffling these cards over and over again, and the same cards keep seeming to want to pop up. So that's pretty interesting. I love seeing those kinds of coincidences. We're going to be overthinking. We've got that stubbornness and community card, and then we've got overthinking. So what are we overthinking about? What are we getting in our heads about? And does it pertain to how we interact with people in the world? That maybe when we're dealing with other people, maybe we have some stubbornness in the ego that gets in the way and tends to complicate things and cause some issues. So maybe looking at some of the cycles that you have, patterns that keep coming up in regards to other people, and how you get in your head, or maybe how you overthink those issues and problems. And maybe some of us tend to make things a little bit worse, by going in our head and overthinking things that, people say or do to us, because we don't just be in the moment and enjoy their company and really listen to what they're saying and what they have to say, and maybe not try to take things so personally. I know I definitely have a tendency sometimes. I don't know that I necessarily take things as personally as I used 2 years ago. I think that probably comes with age, because I am in my 50s. I mean, so I've lived a little bit of life, and grown a lot wiser over the years. So now we're going to move into Friday, and we're going to move into the weekend. And then I'm hoping that when this comes, like around Wednesday, I want to do kind of a midweek checkup, which is going to be just for mostly the weekend, to get us into the weekend, and set the tone for that as well, and to kind of see where we are, to see if the same kind of messages are coming up, or maybe if the energies have shifted a little bit. And also, we all kind of, when it comes to definitely the weekend, our mood seems to change. We have sometimes a different feel and energy during the week when we're working versus what is our weekend. And I know that not everybody, has weekends off. Some people do work for the weekend, so that's why, doing these messages every day like this is really good. And these cards are like super, super high gloss, so they're slick as can be, and they are very hard to work with. And I didn't realize that when I got them. I unpackaged them, and they were so glossy and so slick, and they're very thick, and they're a lot harder to work with than I anticipated. But we're gonna go with it, because I really, really wanted to do this for everybody. I wanted to share, my knowledge with the world, and I have really, really done a lot of work to hone in on my intuition and pick up on things. So I definitely just wanted to get this out here and share this with you. So what we've got for Friday, this is going to be for Friday of this week. Someone's blowing their top. That's not looking good going into this next weekend. So just might want to be a little bit cautious that we may be on edge going into this next weekend. There may be things that could make us a little irritable, that might get under our skin and set us off. So just understand that, and maybe it's because, you have these bright ideas that are coming through this week, and maybe you are wanting to act on them, and maybe you're talking to people about your ideas, and maybe you're not getting the feedback that you want to get on the ideas that you have to start this new year out. Maybe the people surrounding you are giving you negative feedback, and it's making you a little bit angry and upset. So just keep that in mind, that maybe, it's, you take what people say with a grain of salt, and understand that they're giving you advice based on their perspective, not your perspective, so, just because they think that they can't do something, sometimes they think because they can't do something, you can't do something either. And they come from a place of good intentions, but this is where you have to really understand that it's very, very, very important to get in touch with yourself and your own subconscious, and what you are telling yourself is best for you, because only you know who you are. Nobody else knows that. Nobody else, really can give you the advice that you need. Your best advice is going inside, taking time to meditate, get in touch with something higher than you, and whatever that may be. For me, I have my spirit guides, but, I usually just call it the universe, because I work mostly with energies. So our messages for Friday, other than it looks like we're, probably going to have some people tell us some things that maybe are going to set us off as far as our emotions are concerned. And this is my card of work, technology. Maybe there's going to be some things in the workplace on Friday that you're going to have some, some differences with people, or maybe you're going to share your ideas throughout the week with people that you work with, and somebody's going to say you can't do that, or or do something that's going to get under your skin that might set you off, and we don't want to let that happen to us going into the weekend. We want our weekends to be fun and lighthearted and have lots of fun, right? So, and this is what are we going round and round and round on? Maybe you're trying to communicate something with somebody and it's not getting through. Maybe we saw some stubbornness. Maybe we're earlier in the week, it came out a couple times. So maybe we're not being completely open to other people's ideas. Maybe when we share our ideas with other people, or when we're trying to work together with people in our workplace, maybe we tend to keep going round and round with the same problem, and we're not finding the solution. We're not finding the answer to the problem. So it's just, things just keep repeating themselves for us. And this is feeling stuck. It's supposed to be gum, person's, stepping in gum and getting it all over their shoe and feeling stuck, that they're a little bit stuck right now. So again, I think it's the message I'm getting is that to really, there's going to be something that you're going to kind of be going round and round with this week, a cycle that you're going to be confronted with, that maybe you need to look at a new perspective, maybe on how you deal with it or how you handle it, or maybe you need to, drop your ego and pride and stubbornness and really take the time and to maybe look at things from a different perspective. What can you do to be better? Because it's all about us. It really is. I mean, and I don't say that in a negative way, but or a selfish way, but it really is. When it comes down to it, you're the only one that can live your life. You're the only one that knows what's best for you. No one else does. And if you want to improve your life and you want to be happier in your life, it's how you react to things. It's what you think about. It's what you react to. So you have to really, really take that in mind and understand that, you don't have the power to change your situations. You don't have the power to change someone else. It's all we have that we can change is ourselves. How we look at things, how we do things, it's all up to us and how we want to respond to it. We totally have that power. So when you know that you have that power, then you can start to change things in your life. And as you change things, and when you look at things from a different perspective, then it's really going to change your life, because you're going to find out when you start feeling and understanding that you have the power to change the things that are happening in your life and the way you interact with people. It's so empowering. It's so empowering because you're no longer playing the victim. You're now taking control, and that's what we want to do. We want to take control of our lives. We want to know without a doubt that we have the power to change our lives for the better. It's all up to us and what we want to experience in this lifetime. So now we're going to go last day, Saturday. Oh, this is my card of a little bit of, not really sadness. It's more, what I'm feeling from this card is a little bit of, maybe kind of a woe is me. That's what I'm getting from that card. Is kind of almost that victimhood, like I was saying, kind of that feeling of wanting to play the victim instead of taking charge and taking control of your life. So maybe, when you've shared your ideas this week with people, there's been somebody, like I said, that might tell you and downplay your ideas and make you feel bad about them. And so then maybe you get a little bit angry about that, maybe toward the end of the week going into this coming weekend, and then you start getting up in your head, and you might want to fall back into your old patterns that you have, and so you're feeling a little, doing some overthinking about all of that, as far as, maybe what somebody said or did, and the things you want to change, that you want to bring into this new year, and you might be feeling a little bit less confident about that as you go in the weekend. But really take stock of that and understand, don't overthink something. If there's something you want to do and something you want to change, do it. Take the time to research it. And I don't always recommend, jumping right into something without really, trying to dot all the I's and cross all the T's and all that stuff. I'm a Leo, and I tend to act very impulsively at times, especially about things that I get passionate about, and I forget sometimes to really read all the fine print, and I get myself in trouble a lot doing that. So, hopefully that's not you, because I know it's me, and I have to watch myself constantly because I tend to do that. So what is our messages for Saturday? Oh, there's that community card again. There we go. Looks like we're going to be, spending time with friends, family, maybe out and about, wanting to really take charge of our lives and have, be around people, socialize this, on Saturday. And there's that cycle card again, the infinity cycle card. I don't know how well you can see these or not, but it's my infinity cycle card, cycles coming back up again. And we're definitely seeing that. We're seeing these same messages throughout the week, which is, I love seeing when that happens. Because that definitely tells me, that message is meant to get out there for people. So our last card that we have for Saturday and to wrap up our week is the Justice of Scales card. This is not my card of legal matters. I do have a separate card for that. This is my balancing, a need for balance, to balance something out. There's something that is not quite balanced out, and maybe we're seeing that in the cycles, the karmic cycles that maybe are repeating for you, that are coming up for you, how you're dealing with people and interacting with them. Maybe there's something to do with how you're interacting with people in your life. There's cycles that you need to break regarding that, and you're going to realize what they are, because we have seen through the cards that came up that there are going to be some, there might be an interaction this week with other people that are going to bring up some things for you that maybe you need to work on, and you're, really look at, examine, and maybe find balance in the situation, bring balance to the situation. So that's the messages that I have for you. And if you've listened to this video all the way through, oh, thank you so much. I know this is my first real video ever that I'm putting out there, and I wanted to take the time to say thank you. I greatly appreciate all of you and everybody that took the time to watch this. I'm going to be putting at least one video out like this every weekend. I'm aiming to hoping to publish them every Sunday morning. This one's not going to be out early Sunday morning because I literally spent about 12 hours drawing these cards yesterday to do this, and I had planned on trying to do this, get this published first thing this morning, and of course that didn't happen. So I love you all. Joy, love, and light. Please feel free to hit subscribe and join me each week as I do these little readings for you to kind of touch base and see where we're at, like I said, and I look forward to getting to know all of you. So please like and subscribe, and I love you. Have a great week.